What's going on YouTube? It's YDD and I'm coming at you with a video on how to play PePe post BOSH. One of my friends asked me how to make this video for him, so I'm making it. What you do first here is you'd play your monkey board, you'd search a Skullcrobat, and then with him you would search the Guitar Turtle. Set your scales, pendulum summon 3, and then you'll use Sorcerer's Effect, and you'll pop your Plush Fire and your monkey board, because you need to get the summon off Plush Fire and get your Trick Clown in order to end with the best field possible here. And you'll get Monkey Board and Skullcrobat. Then you'll make your Ptolemaeus, detach 3, summon Nova, pay 1,000, summon back the Trick Clown, make Rafflesia, and then you'll set your Treacherous Trap Hole, and it's going to be a pretty solid field, going to be real hard for your opponent to get around that field. It was definitely the best play you had there. Yeah, so I'm going to set the Treacherous, and then we'll move on to the next replay now. And I'm just shuffling, make sure there's a good shuffle there. And then this hand is really good. Anytime you open that Skullcrobat, it's good, but you also got the Guitar Turtle, so you're going to be getting a draw. And here you always want to draw first. And the reason is, if you draw the card you're going to search, you just search a different card. If you search a card and then draw the same card, that sucks. So, yeah. And then you'll use your Sorcerer Effect. You want to make sure they don't telegraph you have Wavering Eyes, and if you don't pop your scales, they'll know you just have double Wavering Eyes. And here, I'm going to make Ptolemaeus, detach 3, and not use the Trick Clown effect because I have Instant Fusion. I can just get it back with the Instant Fusion. It'd be a waste of paying 1,000 life points, honestly. So, you just Nova, make Infinity, then Instant Fusion, summon back your Trick Clown, make Rafflesia, set 2 Wavering Eyes, and you're pretty set in the mirror match with that. And, you know, some people might say, oh, I want to leave my scales up so I can get the most off my Wavering Eyes, but then they just telegraph that you have Wavering Eyes. If you play it correctly and do what you're supposed to do, they're not going to know that you have Wavering Eyes. I mean, they might guess because you have 2 back rows, but, you know, that is what it is. And, you know, just getting that good shuffle. It's the end, so whatever. And we open another good hand. You're going to go Monkey Board, get your Skullcrobat. I mean, it's hard to open a bad hand with this deck. And then Skullcrobat's going to get you another Lizard Draw. So you can draw with one of them and then play the other one for your scale. And then I was thinking about playing this here, but I think the best way to play that card, well, obviously I'm not playing against anyone right now, but the best way to play it is to set your scales. If they try to, usually they'll max you when you set your scales. And then that's when you chain it. And here I always make the Draco Overlord the odd and the other even if it's Luster on there. And drawing the Instant Fusion off Lizard Draw was just broken, really, really stupid, great draw. And then here I'm going to Pendulum Summon out the Lizard Draw and the Draco Slayer. And, you know, you might be like, why are you summoning the Lizard Draw? And you'll see why. It's actually relevant. And then I'll talk about what you search with Sorcerer. You're gonna either search these two or sometimes the Skullcrobat. It's really it's like a combination of those 3 cards. And then here you suck up the Lizard Draw with Infinity, and that's just a really solid play. Yeah, but like I said, it really doesn't matter what you search. Normally you'll search these 2. Sometimes you might want that normal summon though, so you'll search the Skullcrobat, but really it's the same thing because you'll just get Skullcrobat with the Monkey Board anyways, so it really doesn't matter. Do it whatever way you want. There probably is a certain best way to do it, but I haven't figured that exactly out yet. You know, gotta get that good shuffle. And I believe this is the best hand I draw. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, definitely. That's a broken hand. I'm gonna start it off with the Foolish, sending the Damage Juggler to get the Plush Fire. So we got Luster Plush, baby. So this is gonna be a very good ending field for us. Get the Trick Clown off the Plush. Normal summon the Skullcrobat. Get that Sorcerer. Overlay for the King of the Feral Imps. And here I'm thinking about whether I want to detach the Trick Clown or not. And I end up not detaching it because you'll see what I end up doing, and this was like a really next level play that like I never even thought about before I drew this hand. So this is like just a really strong play I end up making here. You know, I searched the match chameleon. I set my scale with the guy who. It's important to note that Draco Lord negates your opponent's scales. Like that's his pendulum effect. So Sorcerer is going to destroy Luster and King of the Feral Imps so that I can get my Trick Clown back on my field. So I'll be able to end with the most optimal board. Yeah, that was definitely the correct play there, because you negate their pendulum scales, so no monkey board for him, no guitar turtle, no blizzard draw, none of that. And then you end Stardust Infinity, which is just like a crazy field. Like Stardust Infinity is dumb, and even when you add the Draco Lord on top, it's even crazier, because your Stardust is there to stop the Sorcerer, like a Raigeki, something stupid like that. The Infinity stops like their best card, and then the Draco Lord stops all their scale effects, which is probably the best field you can end with. If you had a Rafflesia, that's the only way it could be better. You know, get that good shuffle. You always got to do that. And here, you know, I open up and I look, and I'm like, oh, this hand's terrible, right? Like, I'm thinking it's terrible, and then I'm like, wait a second. After thinking for a moment, it took me a while to think. Like, I cut out a good portion of my thinking. I was like, wait a second, this hand's actually just broken. Like, just crazy ridiculous. And, like, it's really hard for me to describe how I figured out how broken this play was. It kind of just clicked, like, in a split second. And you'll see, like, the field is just dumb. Like, dumb. You're going to summon the Sorcerer. Pop your scales, obviously. Like, that's just obvious. And I summoned the Luster as well. Because, like, and it didn't matter what I got off Draco Face-Off, because this would have been, the Draco Overlord would have been in the extra deck anyways. So I could summon both. It didn't matter what I got off the Face-Off. I thought it did when I started the play. And then, you know, I didn't even normal summon yet, so getting the Skullcrow Bat off the Sorcerer and normal summoning it, ending with the Guitar Turtle and the Monkey Board is really good. Then watch, like, the play gets even more ridiculous from here. I'm going to overlay in a Magister Pendulum, make sure you activate his first effect to search on the end phase, and then I'm going to use his other effect to summon the non-Luster, but what is this? The Master Pendulum? Yeah, summon him from the extra deck, because he can summon either one of those guys. And then, you know, you just, you make Infinity, and then the Instant Fusion makes Rafflesia. You end Rafflesia, Infinity. And I mean, the Master Pendulum doesn't really do anything to them, but it's just another body, and it searches your Luster at the end of the turn, because, as you can see, you no longer have access to Ignister right now. But that all changes on end phase when you add Luster to hand, and it's honestly just like the most solid, probably the best, one of the best openings. All these openings were really good. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you learn how to play PePe if you didn't know how to play. You know, it took me a while to make this video. I worked real hard on it, so if you could leave a like and then a comment letting me know what you think down below. If I misplayed or anything, you know, let me know. Yeah, guys, YDD out. Peace, boys.